All right, everyone, welcome to today's thrilling episode where we will dive deep into the fascinating world of auditing. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Auditing sounds boring. But trust me, it's not just about number crunching. It's about building trust in financial information. In today's world, every decision, from investing to lending, hinges on reliable financial data. So, understanding auditing is not just important, it's crucial. Let's start with the meaning, nature, objectives, and scope of audit.
Wow, that sounds way more interesting than I expected. Wait, so what's the actual origin of the word audit? I mean, it sounds kind of fancy.
Great question. The root of audit comes from the Latin word audire, which means to hear. It's a historical echo of what auditors do. They listen carefully to financial stories told by numbers and provide an independent examination to ensure accuracy. Imagine digging up a treasure chest full of gold coins. But first, you have to listen to the story of every treasure hunter before you. Did you know that auditing has ancient roots? Back in Kautilya's Arthashastra, auditing principles were discussed. It's wild to think how auditing has evolved since then. Kautilya could very well have been the original financial consultant.
That's just, wow. So do you think they were just counting coins back then, or was there more to it? Were they managing budgets or something?
Spot on. They were checking records, ensuring transactions were accounted for, and helping rulers manage resources effectively. Fast forward to today, and the role of auditors has expanded significantly, especially post-industrial revolution. Auditors are now seen as gatekeepers of trust. They ensure that financial statements are reliable for stakeholders, like investors and banks, depending on this information for crucial decisions.
So, it's like they're the watchdogs of the financial world? But how do they stay unbiased? Don't they sometimes get influenced by the companies they're auditing?
Excellent question. Independence is absolutely the cornerstone of auditing. Auditors must be free from any influence that could sway their judgment. Think of an auditor as a referee in a game. If they allow their favorite team to influence their calls, the integrity of the entire match collapses.
Oh, I get it. So they have to play it straight, huh? That's pretty crucial. But wait, you mentioned interdisciplinary knowledge. What does that even mean in this context?
Exactly. An effective auditor needs knowledge across various fields: accountancy, law, and even behavioral science. For instance, understanding how people think can help auditors detect potential issues that could affect the data's reliability.
So if they know psychology, they could sniff out shady behavior or fraud, right? Like being able to read between the lines?
You got it. Auditors can gauge when something seems off, going beyond just number analysis. Now, let's get to the core objectives of audits. Primarily, auditors aim to obtain reasonable assurance that financial statements are free from material misstatements. Think of it like a safety net, ensuring that the financial information people rely on is as accurate as possible.
Okay. So when auditors give their stamp of approval, it's a huge deal for companies, right? Like a certificate of trust?
Absolutely. When an auditor expresses their opinion in a report, it's like a seal of trust for potential investors and stakeholders. Speaking of which, the scope of an audit is broad. It covers all aspects relevant to those financial statements, right down to proper disclosures, like who's getting paid what.
Wow, that's a lot to cover. But what about the limitations? I heard that audits can't guarantee complete accuracy. How come?
Yes, the inherent limitations. While auditors are thorough, they don't conduct investigative work. They rely on management's judgment, which can be subjective. It's like a game of telephone. Sometimes information can get distorted in translation. They also use sampling techniques, meaning they don't check every single transaction.
Right, so there's always a chance something could slip through the cracks? That's kind of nerve-wracking.
Exactly. That's why assurance engagements come into play. There are two types: reasonable and limited assurance. Reasonable assurance is like a thorough health checkup. You feel pretty confident that everything is healthy. On the other hand, limited assurance is more like a quick glance. Probably okay, but not entirely sure.
Laughs. Oof. I can totally relate. Sometimes I just do a quick glance at my bank account and feel like I'm living on the edge. It's like financial cliff diving.
Haha, exactly. Now let's dive into the benefits of audits. They help in providing high-quality information and safeguard against fraud. For banks and investors, a reliable audit makes lending decisions significantly easier. If everything checks out, they can breathe a little easier.
All right, so what about mandatory versus voluntary audits? I mean, why would someone want one if it's not required?
Great question. Some entities voluntarily opt for audits because it boosts confidence among stakeholders, enhances their reputation, and can even lead to better loan terms. Think of it like a badge of honor.
Wow, it's like they're flexing their financial muscles. But, how are auditors actually appointed?
Typically, they're appointed by the owners of the entity. In the case of government enterprises, compliance with laws comes into play, meaning auditors can be appointed by the comptroller and auditor general.
Gotcha. So it's like a formal handshake agreement? I love that analogy.
Precisely. The auditor's opinion is expressed through a written report addressed to the party that appointed them, typically shareholders or partners in a firm. This relationship helps maintain accountability within the organization.
This is blowing my mind. I never imagined auditing could be so intertwined with trust and responsibility. It's like on a whole new level.
That's the beauty of it. Auditing plays an integral role in the economy, keeping everyone honest and ensuring that the information used for decision-making is reliable. Here's a thought. How do you think the choice of accounting policies impacts an audit?
That's a big one. I guess it could either clear things up or muddy the waters if the policies are too complex. Like, wow.
Absolutely. And what distinguishes an audit from an investigation? That's another rabbit hole we could dive down.
Ooh, this has been an exhilarating ride through the world of audits. I can't wait to continue this discussion and learn even more.